This is a preserved crow that I've staged to look like a freshly killed bird. Many people have reported what they call crow funerals, once dead birds like this one are discovered by other crows. We're asking for your help to better understand what's really going on during these funerals. In a moment, you'll see an example of how the birds respond. The location of the dead bird is indicated here by the blue circle. In a behavior that seems analogous to our own, one crow has discovered the dead bird and is now vocalizing to attract others.
Hi, I'm John Marsliff. I'm a professor of wildlife science at the University of Washington, and I'm here with one of my graduate students, Kaeli Swift, and we'd like to involve you in a study of some of the more interesting behaviors we've seen crows do.
So one of the things we find most fascinating about these birds are their very relatable and human-like behaviors, stuff like the funerals. In fact, crows are one of a handful of other animals, including elephants, primates, dolphins, that when exposed to a dead member of their own species, respond in a way that is easy to describe as a human-like funeral. The challenge is, without being able to ask an animal what it's thinking or why it's doing something, it's difficult to eliminate the other possible explanations for these behaviors. Perhaps they're learning something about danger and death, or maybe they're reevaluating the social hierarchy for new opportunities to advance. So our task as scientists are to develop new techniques that allow us to explore objectively what's really going on in an animal's mind.
Yeah, because it may be something very practical like that, or it may be something a little more emotional, like actually grieving or mourning the loss of an individual. So we have this great new technique that is a form of brain scanning, where we're able to actually get a look inside the brain of the bird as it's solving a problem, like reacting to a dead conspecific. And we can tell what parts of the brain were active more or less during this time. So for example, with the response to a dead individual, if something like the hippocampus were most active, that would indicate the bird is learning about a dangerous situation. Or if it's the amygdala, it might be that it's having a very emotional response. With this new technique that we want to involve you with, we can test that explicitly, objectively, and what's really great is when we're all done, we can let the bird go and follow it throughout its normal life.
Yeah, so in order to be able to provide these birds with the safest, most efficient process possible, we need funds that allow us access to the sophisticated equipment and experts we need to do our research. People like John and I who work with the birds, anesthesiologists, and the neuroscientists.
Yeah, it's quite a team and quite a bit of high-tech equipment to be able to do this, but it's worth it because, again, we get a look inside the activity of the bird's brain while it's doing something unique like having a funeral, and then we can let the bird go. We'd really like for you to join us on this expedition really into the mind of the crow to understand how it responds to a really unique challenge in its environment. And along the way, we'll not only understand the bird better, but we'll be able to show others how important it is to value animals that seem as simple but really are much more complex than you think, like the crow.